The Odd Couple, now playing at the Virginia Stage Company, first appeared on Broadway in 1965. That was 48 years ago, which accounts for mention of 38-cent cigarettes, $1.10 for a telegram, $1.50 an hour for a maid, and a sports writer who has an 8-room apartment for $240 a month in Manhattan on the West Side. Talk about fiction. But that same 48-year gap could also account for why the setup, how and why neat freak Felix moves in with super slob Oscar, takes the whole first scene. We forget how much more slowly comedy moved before Laugh-In. That's why even with Neil Simon's deft script, even with a well-chosen, hard-working cast, even with Patrick Mullen's energetic direction, The Odd Couple doesn't really take off until the second act. Sean Haverly has uber-slob Oscar down, mentally combative but physically sloppy, and not exactly a gracious host to the guys he's played poker with every Friday night for years. One can see why his wife left him and the formerly elegant 8-room apartment. His shirt hangs open, his socks never match. Oscar's wolfish leer and badinage doesn't quite obscure the fact that he's really a good guy. Just don't try to tell him that. Clark Scott Carmichael is Felix, a CBS News writer whose wife has dumped him. He's bereft, wallowing in self-pity, and deeply annoying. No, exasperating. His shirts and pants are sharply pressed, but his obsessive behavior betrays a mind as untidy as Oscar's flat. These days, he'd probably be diagnosed as somewhere on the autism spectrum. Carmichael works the fussiness a shade too aggressively, but no matter. His character has the best bit of physical business in the play, though. Frustrated with Oscar, Felix tries to smash a cup into smithereens and can't bring himself to actually throw it. It's a brief but telling moment that makes you realize that Oscar and the weekly poker pals have simply ignored Felix's fussy neediness because he's their pal. That's the heart of the play, the true nature of friendship. The coyly man-hungry pigeon sisters, admirably played by Katherine Jandell and Allison Jean White, are utterly hysterically delightful, with crisply convincing English accents. The poker pals almost function as a very informal Greek chorus. Andy Hernandez is Roy, the accountant who doesn't want drama. Michael Robert Schaefer is the wisecracking Speed. Ryan Clemens, who recently played Virginia Stage Company's Bob Cratchit, is the good-hearted nerd Vinny. Rodney Suter, who was Bono in Fences earlier this season, is Murray, the wise, solid, level-headed policeman. They're an odd but mutually supportive assortment. Dirk Block's scenic design is a wonderfully workable set whose precise details, a dial telephone, a quiet vacuum cleaner, contribute to the period setting. Costume designer Pamela Pryor is as meticulous as Oscar is sloppy. Again, excellence is in the details. Lighting by Victor N. Utan is unobtrusively effective. The Odd Couple is a genuine classic, and this production lingers in the mind not just for the snappy one-liners, but for its deeper exploration of what friendship means. From the other side of the Footlights, I'm M.D. Ridge.